It's time. It's finally here.
Yay!
It is the first Thursday in October, and it is time for the Blue Couch Book Club. I'm so excited. I'm having hot flashes. No, actually, the air is not working in here today.
It's really warm in here, but we are huddled around the fire. Kyle from Warner Books, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again.
Here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the faculty lounge in just a minute, but we do want to replay the message that the author had sent to the Blue Couch Book Club a couple of weeks ago. We just thought it was really cool. So take a listen to this message to you from Jennifer Mathieu.
Hey, Blue Couch Book Club. It is author Jennifer Mathieu, author of The Faculty Lounge. I am coming at you with wet hair because I just took a shower and I have an owl on my sweater, very old sweater, because I'm a teacher and I'm tired and I'm exhausted, but I had to jump on here and make a video for this amazing book club that has chosen The Faculty Lounge, my adult debut. I'm just so honored. And I figured you cool people wouldn't mind if I had wet hair and an owl sweater. Thank you for reading this book. It is my love letter to any adult who's ever worked in a school. If you're one of those people, bless you for the hard work that you do. I know personally how hard it is. This is my 20th year in the classroom, and it's tough, you know? It's not always easy. If you are not a teacher or someone who works in a school, you probably know someone who does, or you went to school and you probably always wanted to know, like, what happened in that lounge. So this book, it's a character-driven novel. It's a love letter to all those grown-ups in schools, and it is meant to make you cry and laugh and you know, just kind of take you away from the world for a little while and immerse you into another one. So thank you so much to this amazing club, and just really touched and honored that you all would choose my book for your club. So have an amazing club meeting and happy reading.
Great. Thanks to Jennifer for sending that to us.
And we did love the book, and like you said, it's character driven. There's not a plot line that has you turning pages, but you fall in love with these characters.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I talked to a lot of people that came in to pick up the book, obviously, and there were a lot of teachers that said, I have to read this book. And they came back and they said, I loved it. It connected with them. You know, there's something when, you know, the author is a teacher, right? So there's something
you knew
when
she
you
had
can
to
tell.
be.
You can absolutely tell.
And not just the nuances about what happens in schools, but you know, I talk about this all the time. I taught for 10 years in a public school. And it correlated and paralleled so many things that I saw myself. The young couple. I have friends of mine that were new teachers in 6th grade, and they discovered themselves, each other, and they're married and have a beautiful family. So many things, you know, the board members that are a little too involved in everything that you're doing, and you're nervous about their involvement.
PTA president.
The PTA president
who's
getting in there.
Yeah,
it's so many things. And as a new teacher who taught in a district where she went to school, it was awkward to go to those socialization kind of things because you just so many of the chapters I personally could relate to, and it was really just fun to read.
I've never taught, but it made me appreciate the relationships that you make with your coworkers, whether you're a teacher or not, because you spend a lot of time with these people. So I just thought it was interesting.
We always laugh because my mom taught for 33 years, so that, you know, I have a relationship to education, even though I was not a teacher. And her best friend teaching for a long time was my age, you know, like 30 years younger than her. And it's so funny because they're still so tight, but they both left education. My mom retired and Marissa took another job. So it was really so interesting to see that, you know, kind of play out, you know, in this sort of thing.
Yeah, it is an unusual profession in that only people who do it get it. And so that's why you can make fast friends with other educators because it's so unique.
But you chose this book, and I think we were in the middle of August at the time, so it was the perfect back-to-school read. It's not too late. Obviously, you can read it whenever you'd like, but The Faculty Lounge by Jennifer Mathieu.
And I mentioned to Lori Root from the United Way, I said, you should talk to your community school directors about this book, and I think that's another, you know, connection. And she was like, oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah,
I was like,
because it could be a high school read for sure as well. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So what do you take into account when you're choosing? This is today is the third book that you've chosen for us. So how do you make the decision what to bring to us?
So some of it is timing, right? So the time of the year, what's going on. So this book, Back to School, you know, kind of made sense. The first book, summer read, you know. The next book, it's still Hispanic Heritage Month. So we thought we would pick an author or pick a book by a Hispanic author, right? We thought that was good. You know, so we look at that, and then, you know, we also want people to read books that maybe they wouldn't normally read. I think we talked about this a little bit last time.
Yeah.
We want people to get out of their comfort zones a
love
little bit
that.
on their reading habits. And so we try to find something, myself and my staff that kind of puts together the list, and Abby, who's kind of the mastermind of this whole operation at my store, she, kind of goes through and gives me a list of a couple books. She's like, I've read this one, you should read this one, and the two of us kind of pick and choose. And yeah, so we just kind of go from there. And we also want to make sure they're good. We read reviews, we check in the reviews, but the biggest review is from them, from my staff, if they
And
like
also,
it.
you're picking really pretty new books. These
Yes.
aren't books that have been around a long time.
Yes, and I thought, as we kind of thought this through, my thought process was, I wanted, the people in this book club to really, come in with, kind of a blank slate, right? Not having read something that's been out for 10 years or an author that maybe everyone knows, right?
Yeah.
Maybe discover a new author that way as well. And, so as we kind of were thinking about it, it was like, yeah, let's pick really new books. That way, people can find something that, maybe this genre. I've never read this type of genre, this type of book. Oh, I love this book. I'm going to pick something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it always feels good reading a book and knowing others are reading it with you, whether or not you're
Yes.
touching base with
Yes.
those
And we do
folks, but it does.
appreciate those who join the Facebook club. Again, we don't meet and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
You just join the Facebook club and then we can share comments, which I enjoyed.
Okay,
are we ready?
for the big
I'm ready.
swap out?
I'm ready.
Let's
I'm ready.
do it. Thank you, Faculty Lounge.
So the Blue Couch Book Club for October is...
It's called The Bullet Swallower by Elizabeth Gonzalez James.
Yeah.
Do you want to set that up there?
Let's set it up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
Here she is.
this book I have not read again, so I did read the Faculty Lounge. I will be reading this one. Don't worry,
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah, read it with us.
But this was one that my wife, who's co-owner of the store with me, loved. Abby loved it. Caitlin loved it. So Caitlin also works for me. So those three absolutely, they said, you have to pick this book. You have to pick this book.
Okay.
And it's got some magical realism. It's got some family dramatics. It's also historical fiction. So it moves between the 1800s and the 1960s. And it takes place in southern Texas and Mexico on the border there. So.
Okay, there
And
she
can
is.
you explain the title? Well, you haven't read it yet. Do
I've
you
not read
know
it.
the correlation
I do,
between
yes.
the title?
So the one of the characters who's kind of the first in this family that commits a crime early on, he is a bandito down in the border in Texas and Mexico, and his nickname is the Bullet Swallower.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, well, we are diving in, and it looks manageable. It's not too big of a book.
Right.
I think it's going to be a good one. Again, you can get yours over at Warner Books in the Liberty Plaza. Read along with us for the next month.
Yeah. Are you stocked up on the Bullet
We are
Swallower?
stocked up. We are ready.
You're ready to go.
We have the end cap all set up.
Yay.
We love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in and doing this with us. I know we really enjoy it. If you've not joined our Facebook club yet, the Blue Couch Book Club, please go to the page and just follow. That's all you have to do. It's really easy. But we'd love for you to read along with us for this month. And then Kyle will be back the first week of November, and we will discuss this book. and
First Thursday in November.
reveal a new
So
one.
you have
Thanks,
the
Kyle.
Thanks so much.
Great to see you
Kyle,
today.
good to see you. Follow us along online as we wrap up first at 4 for this Thursday. I love Blue Couch Book Club Day.
Me too.
We're
Me
swapping
too.
out the books, the bullets.
I needed something new to read and to listen to. Thanks for watching today. Stay right here. Erie News Now at 5 is next.